The most common approach guitarists take towards getting a big, open, spacey sound is just slapping on some effects, usually a big delay or maybe a reverb sound. And I've got nothing against that. I love my effects pedals. I got a big board myself, but I don't like to rely on them to get the effects and the sounds I always desire. We can get that by playing clean or just a little dirty as well. And let's look at 3 ways that we can do this. And the first one is using open strings to our advantage. So let's check out an example of me playing with this, and I'll break down what it is I'm doing with it. So all the examples we're going to look at are going to be just playing over an E major scale, but these concepts apply to whatever chord or key you're playing in. And if we take the E major scale, right, and we just go down the scale, right in this position, and we take this string and we play it over here instead open, and we take this one, this B, and play it as an open B, and then go down the scale, letting some of these ring, and you end up with a very different sound than that. And I'm just using some of the other notes from the scale, and that's all it is. So the approach is just throwing in open strings whenever you can, and you can really, you could use it even just, more of like a thing you hear in blues a lot, where you're just right here on one string going. Do it on skipping strings, but here, a little bit like the intro to She Talks with Angels, that approach there, and yeah, it really just opens things up. Make sure you get kind of at least 2 strings at a time going at the same time, and then they'll kind of clash with each other. You get this tension, and that's what gives you that sound we're after for. So that's it. So now, looking at number 2, we're going to look at the opposite approach, and that is playing on just one string in a very legato, meaning very smooth way. So let's listen to an example of that, and we'll check out more of what's going on with that. So here I'm focused on just playing on one string, and there's benefits to that. I love to play on one string because it gives you a more uniform tone. If I played, this note over here, it sounds a little different. So when you keep it all on one string, you can keep that tone together, and we can play very legato, meaning very smooth instead of short staccato. And not only legato, but very much smooth in the hammer-ons, pull-offs, slides, little bends, maybe big leaps too, so not just going up the scale, but you can focus on E major pentatonic, or you could focus on throwing in the notes from the major scale as well. Again, these are just some concepts, so you can apply it to whatever scales and whatever keys you're using. So that is just, again, really sticking on one string and really smoothing things out, and without any effects there, you can get kind of a more out there, spacey sound. And this leads us to number 3, and this is going again back to an opposite yet different kind of way from before, and that is staying in one hand position but skipping around with strings. So let's listen to how that sounds in the example, and then we'll see what goes on with that. So what I'm doing is I'm sticking around, say, this E major pentatonic situation here. You can do this with the major scale too, or any scale, and just going down the scale, but then skipping a string, then going back up to the string we skipped, then skipping a string. So that gives us a really out there sound. up too, And it just gives us these leaps in sound between the notes that we're not used to as much when hearing kind of things going more just up and down, like little leaps here and there. So these big leaps give us this really different sound. It gives you a lot of tension and stuff, and a really different sound, even though you're just using the same thing that everybody's so used to. This is the most popular scale on guitar, this shape, whether it's the major version or the minor one. It'd be C sharp minor or E major. That's confusing. Don't worry about that. But such a common shape, but a really different sound. So again, we can use open strings to our advantage. We can stick to one string and really focus on techniques like hammer-ons, pull-offs, slides, and bends to really give us a different type of sound. And we can also just skip around in one position, giving us this really angular sound with all these big leaps. And now, if you have your guitar with you right now and you want to practice this stuff, check out the track right here. This is this guy from the Eric Trucks Band, one of my favorite songs from one of my favorite bands. And just that first intro, it's 2 minutes long, just jamming out real spacey, that E chord. And if you want to go back over it, just kind of go back to the beginning, you can loop through it. And if you don't have your guitar, but you want to check out another video, check out the video there too that YouTube thinks you'll like. Check it out, and I'll see you in the next video.